Good Monday, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversation Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Well, it's a brand new day, it's a brand new week, which means it's a brand new opportunity for us to do something amazing, and it all begins today. We, of course, have our news headlines coming up on this Monday. We have the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich in today's Entertainment Spotlight, being part of my conversation with actor Rance Nix, discussing his success in the brand new show on the Oprah Winfrey Network, The Kings of Napa. Enjoy today's program. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Monday headlines. In national news, the Associated Press says after Biden's first year, the virus and disunity rage on. From the inaugural platform, President Joe Biden saw American sickness on two fronts, a disease of the national spirit and the one from the rampaging coronavirus, and he saw hope because leaders always must see that. In this uncivil war, he implored Americans on January the 20th, 2021. Of the pathogen, he said, we can overcome this deadly virus. The Associated Press says neither malady has abated. For Biden, it's been a year of lofty ambitions grounded by the unrelenting pandemic, a tough hand in Congress, a harrowing end to an overseas war, and rising fears for the future of democracy itself. Biden did score a public works achievement for the ages, but Americans' cracks go deeper than pavement. In this midterm election year, the Associated Press says Biden confronts seething divisions in a Republican Party that propagates the delusion that the 2020 election, exhaustively vetted, validated many times over, fair by all means, was stolen from Donald Trump. That central mass lie of a rigged election has become a pretext in state after state for changing election rules and fueling even more disunity and grievance. In the dispiriting close of Biden's first year, the Associated Press says roadblocks stood in the way of all big things pending. The Supreme Court blocked his vaccine or test mandate for most large employers. Monthly payments to families that had slashed child poverty ran out last week with no assurance they will be renewed. Biden's historic initiative to shore up the social safety net wallowed in Congress, and people under 40 have never seen inflation like this. Only 2 days after Biden's lacerating speech in Atlanta invoking the darkest days of segregation, he saw his voting rights legislation run aground when Democratic Senator Kristen Sinema of Arizona announced her opposition to changing Senate rules to allow the bill to pass by a simple majority. Her rationale, altering the rules would only worsen the underlying disease of division infecting our country. For all of that, Barack Obama was onto something when he paid his old vice president an odd compliment late in the 2020 campaign. Elect Joe Biden, he said, and after 4 years of flamboyant Trump dramas and crazy tweets, folks could feel safe ignoring their president and vice president for a spell. Even so, the discipline, drive, and baseline competence from the new White House produced notable results. Biden won a bipartisan infrastructure package that had eluded his two predecessors, coming away with a legacy-shaping fix for the rickety pillars of industry and society. In more national news, Texas rabbi says captor grew belligerent late in standoff. A rabbi who was among 4 people held hostage at a Texas synagogue said Sunday that the British man who held them captive became increasingly belligerent and threatening toward the end of the 10-hour standoff. The rabbi credited security training that his congregation had received over the years for helping him and the other hostages get through the situation. He said in a statement that without that instruction, we would not have been prepared to act and flee when the situation presented itself. Authorities on Sunday identified the hostage taker as a 44-year-old British national. He was killed after the last 3 hostages ran from the building and an FBI SWAT team swarmed it at around 9 p.m. on Saturday. In more national news, snow and ice blast through south with powerful winter storm. A dangerous winter storm combining high winds and ice was sweeping through parts of the U.S. southeast on Sunday, knocking out power, felling trees and fences, and coating roads with a treacherous frigid glaze. Tens of thousands of customers were without power in Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Florida. By noon on Sunday, between 8 and 12 inches of snow had fallen in some counties in North Carolina, while significant icing was causing problems in the central part of the state. The National Weather Service confirmed that a tornado struck southwest Florida. Officials in Lee County say 27 mobile homes were destroyed and 24 incurred major damage. There were no reports of serious injuries. And finally, in entertainment news, Scream scares off Spider-Man with $31 million debut. After a month at number 1, Spider-Man No Way Home has finally been overtaken at the box office. Paramount Pictures' Scream reboot debuted with $31 million in ticket sales over the weekend, according to studio estimates on Sunday. Paramount forecasts that it will total $35 million, including today's grosses. Scream, which cost about $24 million to make, added another $18 million in 50 international markets. That made the top 5 movies over the weekend. Number 1, Scream with $31 million. Number 2, Spider-Man No Way Home with $21 million. Number 3, Sing 2 with $8 million. Number 4, The 355 with $2 million. And number 5, The King's Man with $2 million. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's now time for the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich. Mary Ellen, take it away.
Hi, this is Mary Ellen with your Truth of the Day. Allow yourself the freedom to change your mind. Always allow yourself the freedom to change your mind. You must respect the rights of others who may be affected by your decision. When your needs are at odds with another's, you may need to address a compromise. Conflict resolution is important in any relationship and is not hindered by indecision. Think carefully about what you wish to achieve in the long run. Is your decision or compromise in accordance with your ultimate goal? When you feel good in your knowings about the choice you have made, you know it is the correct choice, compromise, decision, or etc. Today, allow yourself the freedom to change your mind. And remember, enjoy your day.
We are part of my conversation coming up with actor Rance Nix in today's Entertainment Spotlight. Stay with us. You're listening to Conversations Daily News. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Entertainment Spotlight. Actor Rance Nix joined me recently on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about the new show on the Oprah Winfrey Network, The Kings of Napa, and his success. Here's a bit of our conversation.
How does it feel now to be able to introduce this family to the world?
Wow, it's huge and pretty surreal. The build-up has been building since we wrapped in August of last year, so for it to finally be here is amazing and exciting, and we're just getting started. I can't believe episode 1 is already out in the world, and the feedback has been great. People are excited to see what happens. I'm excited to see what happens as an actor. You know, once you act and do your part, that's it, you know, until it comes out. So it's been really, really cool to get to this moment finally. You know, a moment that was a long time in the making, not just with the Kings of Napa, but also career-wise myself. I've been doing this for about, change of the year, so 7, almost 8 years since I graduated from the University of Georgia in 2014. So, long time coming, and I'm grateful for the opportunity that has now arrived.
Yeah. Rance, let's dig into that a little bit, because the thing that I love about doing this show is that a lot of times when we're introduced to shows like The Kings of Napa or any project, we see individuals and think, wow, you know, look at them. You know, they just came out of nowhere and this, you know, and all of this, but people don't realize the work that goes into it. What is it, do you think, that kept you committed to the work? Because it really is your hard work that's gotten you here. What is it that helped you to stay true to that work and to not give up on it?
I think just keeping the vision, number one, and remembering why I decided to do what it is that I want to do.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Conversations Daily News. But perhaps you get on tomorrow's more news, Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Let's make it a great one.